morning, everybody. Thank you for joining in and being part of this evening. This is Dr. Hemdip Walia. On behalf of TCS Ayan, I welcome you all to this webinar where we will talk about bridging academia and industry with IIT ISM Dhanbad. A very warm welcome to the college authorities, professors, and faculty members who have taken the time to join us today. Your presence truly adds value to this discussion. Today's session is going to be exceptionally engaging for two reasons. Number one, we will dive into a highly relevant and thriving topic in the world of employability, which is mastering AI and emerging technology, designing and building intelligent solutions. And secondly, we will highlight the prestigious institute IIT ISM Dhanbad and our collaboration with them, showcasing the innovative opportunities we aim to create together. Before we dive into that, a little overview about TCS Ayan. TCS Ayan is a strategic unit of Tata Consultancy Services, leveraging technology and industry expertise to provide innovative learning solutions that enhance employability and foster continuous skill development. In collaboration with IIT ISM Dhanbad, TCS Ayan has launched a groundbreaking program, Mastering AI and Emerging Technology, Designing and Building Intelligent Solutions. As we continue to navigate the rapidly evolving landscape of artificial intelligence and emerging technologies, it is clear that these fields are no longer just buzzwords, but transformative forces reshaping industries and redefining how we work and live. This program addresses the growing demand for AI-driven and technology-enabled solutions, equipping learners with practical skills to design intelligent systems. As industries embrace transformative technologies like IoT and AI, this initiative bridges the gap between theory and hands-on application, empowering participants to contribute meaningfully to India's evolving tech ecosystem. Over the next hour, our expert speakers and I will guide you through all the details of the program and how it will help the students to succeed in this transformative field. We are excited to have you on this journey with us. And it is with absolute pleasure that I welcome Dr. Chiranjeev Kumar and Dr. Ayan Das. So let me give a little brief introduction about our eminent panelist here with us today. Dr. Sanjeev Kumar has been working as an associate professor in the Department of Computer Science and Engineering at IIT ISM Dhanbad, India. He has received his PhD degree from Allahabad University in 2006. He was the gold medalist of his ME batch at MNIT Allahabad, India in 2001. In 1998, he was certified as a Certified Novel Administrator and Certified Novel Engineer. In his 14 years of teaching and research career, he has contributed 42 research papers in several referred journals and conference proceedings of national and international repute. His main research interest includes mobility management in wireless networks, ad hoc networks, and software engineering. He is an IEEE member since 2006. A very warm welcome to you, Sanjeev sir. Next, we have with us Dr. Ayan Das. He is the assistant professor in the Department of Computer Science and Engineering at IIT ISM Dhanbad. He has received his PhD from IIT Kharagpur. He has completed his BTech and MTech degrees in Computer Science and Engineering from NIT Durgapur and IIT Kharagpur respectively. His research interest includes natural language processing, machine learning, and information retrieval. Before joining IIT ISM, he has worked as systems engineer at TCS for 3 years from 2008 to 2011 and as assistant professor in the Department of Computer Science and Information System at BITS Pilani, Hyderabad campus from December 2020 to 2021. Currently, he has 16 publications in reputed conferences and journals. A very warm welcome to you, sir. Sanjeev, sir, my first question is for you. IIT ISM Dhanbad has been a leader in technical education. So what motivated the institute to collaborate with TCS Ayan to design the certificate program, and how does it aim to bridge the gap between academic learning and practical skills required for industry challenges?
Thank you, Hemdip. So it's really a very big question. and one question, but having a multiple part there. So some corrections I would like to say. My name is Chiranjeev Kumar. Okay, so
Okay.
that is
I'll
one.
make a note of it,
Yeah,
sir.
that is
Sorry.
one correction. And I'm currently a professor at IIT ISM Dhanbad and heading the department right now. Now, let's come back to the question asked by Himdwip. And so the first part of that question is it's about how we have chosen TCS Ion for this. So let me tell you, this is
Right.
not the first instance when we are collaborating with TCS Ion. So we have a long-lasting association with TCS Ion. So we are with TCS Ions since last 4 years, around 4 years, and many faculty members of my department are involved in industry honor course. So they are engaging course in the different area like data mining, artificial intelligence, cloud computing, and many more. So it's a long relation. So we have just added one more event to this to further strengthen our relationship with the TCS Ion. So based on our experience with the TCS Ion, so there is no questions moving here and there. So when we conceived this idea about offering a certificate course on the most demanding topic, that is AI and data science, so none other than TCS came in our mind.
Okay.
So this is how and why we moved toward TCS. That is totally based on our past experience, since last 4 year experience with TCS Ion, and where we are executing many things together. Then the second part of the question where you asked about how we are bridging the gap,
Bridging the
the
gap. Right.
academia and industry. The first question, the first poll question, which was asked by you, where the question was what is the biggest barrier students are facing?
Face.
And as you mentioned that around close to 40% of the students, candidate, the audience have marked that it is a lack of practical experience.
Practical experience of projects. Right.
And it is very true. So what we are trying to do is we handshake with TCS to bridge this particular gap. As an academic, we'll be putting all concept, that mainly the theoretical concepts will be given to you so that you can your fundamental can be much more stronger. At the same time, with each course, and but that is not sufficient, as you have clearly said that it is a lack of practical experience. So we have come up with this special course where you will able to do everything on the very next class. What we'll be covering today in one session, next day you'll be having a hands-on session where you'll come to know, you'll get a complete exposure about how that can be easily implemented. And at the same time, you will find, so overall objective is it's not only providing the theoretical concepts. With industry, we are trying to make you industry ready so that all industrial requirements will be given by TCS, what and where the market is going on, what research is going on in the different field, that will be provided by us. So
Right.
with both together, the Institute, IIT ISM Dhanbad and TCS will try to bridge the complete gap so that you'll be having a wonderful course with a complete practical exposure with number of projects during the entire course of time. I hope I have addressed your question.
Perfectly well, sir. Thank you so much. I'll now move on to Ayan, sir. So as we have discussed that we are trying to bridge the gap between academy and industry. So how does this AI certification program that we have come up with uniquely prepares our students for the job market?
Yeah, sure. Thank you, madam, once again for the nice introduction that you have given me. Um, well, yeah, actually the purpose of this course is to equip the students and the professionals who are participating in this course with the relevant skills that are needed to that the skills that are needed for them to learn about the emerging AI technologies that are coming up right now,
Right.
and by doing it, so we want to actually create a job ready or industry ready workforce for in AI and ML fields. And the focus of this course, actually, if you look into the structure of the course, the it is with some 9 months, 8 9 months course. Okay, so the
Okay.
objective of this course is to provide the students not only with the relevant practical skills, that is of course our paramount importance, but we would like to also provide them with sufficient theoretical knowledge, so that
Okay.
that will equip or back up this practical knowledge that they have, or that will enable them to apply this knowledge in the various fields, that other
Mm-hmm.
fields that may not be covered here, or the domains in which they may be working later on. So
Right.
that is the primary objective. And also, so since in on the polls I have seen, just I noted down that
Mm-hmm.
41% of the participants are saying that due to lack of practical experience, of course we'll address that in our course. And secondly, lack
Mm-hmm.
of resources, we shall try our best to provide them with that theoretical knowledge, and also the pointers from where they can gather future information for their so in whichever domain they want to apply this knowledge that they gather from this course.
Right.
Okay, and also why this AIML stuff, okay, and why we are going for now, what is the importance of this course is that, so as we all know that on every this AI and ML has become quite ubiquitous. So now everywhere,
Mm-hmm.
on every applications, or all the companies are going for this AI related skills, or they are demanding for AI
Right.
skilled employees who are skilled in AI and machine learning knowledge. Now, so the thing is, what I find is that data is actually the new money right now. So whatever, so whichever wherever the companies are sitting there, whatever the data they have, they're trying to
Mm-hmm.
extract as much information from these data, and to make out in and to encash them. Okay? And that is
Right.
what we want to our students to gain expertise, so that they can extract as much
Mm-hmm.
information from the data available on any specific domain, and apply them on by applying their knowledge that they gather from this course.
Right.
And as far as emerging job roles are concerned, so the key skills that I think that may be necessary for us is that, so we'll talk about generative AIs, the large language models, computer
Mm-hmm.
vision, deep learning, that augmented realities, and data engineering, big data techs like Hadoop, Spark, and all these causal inferencing, forecasting. So these are the things that we should try, the key skills that the industry is demanding right now. So that of course
Right.
we are keeping in our mind, so that they can at the end of the course, so they are able to um, tackle this, join develop these key skills, and join the different roles, for example the AI researchers, AI developers, data scientists, ML engineers, ML ops, data engineers, and all the different roles that are
Right.
coming up. Yeah, so another aspect is that what we would like to also to focus in this course is that development of hybrid skills. Like say for
Okay.
example, I personally observe in the students is that there
Mm-hmm.
is a common perception that if I know machine learning, if I know AI, the techniques and all these
Mm-hmm.
things, so I am an expert. But that is actually not the
Okay.
current scenario. So at the same time, domain knowledge is also a very important thing, so where I
Right.
apply my knowledge. Okay, so for
Mm-hmm.
example, the different persons can come from different domains, but
Right.
once they know that what different tools they can apply, so they can directly
Mm-hmm.
go and apply in their domain. So people can come from different domains, like they can try to apply it in healthcare, finance, in the defense
Right.
sectors, in education,
Right.
everywhere. The AI can they can apply, but we are not going to focus on any specific domain, but what we
Mm-hmm.
would like to focus on is that how to understand. So given a particular problem, so how, and that is the objective of the projects, that given a particular problem, how you understand the
Okay.
integrities of the problem, the nature of the problem. So and
Mm-hmm.
after that, try to know and understand that where the automation actually can be applied, and then apply the AI techniques appropriately, so that we can get the maximum out of those problems, and actually are able to solve the
Right.
problems optimally. So these are
Mhm.
the objective of this course, and this is how actually we want to bridge these different gaps between academia and industry in this course.
Thank you so much. so much. That was very comprehensively explained, sir. And I'm sure this must have ignited a lot of interest among the students about the certification program further. So without any further ado, I'll request my AV team to kindly share the presentation deck with us so that we can walk through our audience with the certificate program that we are offering. So AV team, if you could please share the presentation deck with us. Okay. So, dear audience, we are here in front of you to introduce a new certificate program, which is um, Artificial Intelligence and Emerging Technologies. So, this is a joint collaboration between IIT ISM Dhanbad and TCS Ayan. What is so unique about this is that this certification will actually deep dive into the domain of AI and machine learning, and it will set a foundation for you to actually explore three different type of specializations. So I'll get into that in a minute. But some of the important things that you need to know about the certification is that we are all set to start with the first cohort from the third week of February 2025. And this is going to be a 9-month engagement. So tentatively, this will get over by the third week of November 2025. So as I was mentioning earlier, we are going to deep dive into AI and machine learning. So that is going to be primarily the first 6 months of this certification program. And in the next 3 months, as even Ayan sir had just pointed out, we'll be diving deeper into the specializations. And there are 3 different that, so well prepared, so nicely has been prepared by our experts from IIT ISM Dhanbad for us. Now, some of the key highlights about this particular certification program is that it is going to be extremely experiential learning, and there is going to be almost 200 hours of content exchange by the professors and the industry experts from these 2 different academic and industry bodies for you. There's going to be live sessions where the faculty members are going to come and discuss this technology. They are going to show you the hands-ons on this technology. So lab is going to be one of the important USPs of the certification program. You'll be given a lot of assessments, which is necessary because that tells that you know how well you are understanding all the concepts that are being shared with you. So do take it as something that is going to ensure that your knowledge, your expertise, your command in this technology is going to get many-fold improved as in how you are going to progress in the assessments. And then, of course, industry projects, which is the key highlight of this particular certification program. You'll be working on industry projects that are going to be curated jointly by the professors and industry experts. And there's another thing which is there, which is the campus immersion. So in case you are interested to come to the IIT ISM Dhanbad facility and engage with the faculty over there, so that option is also available. It's not mandatory for everyone, but those of you who are interested in that sort of an experience as well, so that option we have also opened up for you. Next slide, please. So as we were talking about earlier, there are 3 different specializations that we have brought forward for you. The first one is data science. The second one is natural language processing. And the third one is computer vision. So as we were talking earlier on, the first 6 months is going to be primarily helping you to build foundation in the AI and ML domain. And then in the next 3 months, any of the specializations that you might be interested in, you can take up. So it's, either or situation. You will not be going through all of them. You have to pick one out of these 3. So I just wanted to ensure that we are on the same page with respect to that. And as we were talking about the fact that, so who's the target group, who all can actually enroll themselves for the certification program. So students who are freshers or individuals who are currently pursuing their bachelor's or master's degree, and they want to build up their career in the field of data analytics, NLP, or computer vision, they are actually the best fit for the certification program. Also, people who are currently, in their junior or mid-career areas with respect to their professional journey, if they want to accelerate their career growth, they can also be very well join this certification program. So now what you should be knowing in order to ensure that this journey is very smooth for you, and that is you should be having basic knowledge of programming language, primarily Python. Along with that, we are also hoping that you have foundational understanding of mathematics, algebra, calculus, probability, and statistics. Now, in case you want to brush up on these, we are offering two free courses also. One is on Python and the other one is on statistics. So once you enroll for the certification program, these two free courses will also be shared with you. And before the classes commence, you can actually go through these courses and, brush up your concepts. Now, the major packages of Python that will be covered includes your NumPy. That's from where we are going to start. And then you'll be learning about scikit-learn, pandas, TensorFlow, OpenCV, NLTK, depending on the specialization that you're going to pick up. Another important aspect, which I'm sure you all must be interested to know about, is the fact that the certification program that we are offering you comes at the price of 30,000 rupees. And there's a code on your screens. You can scan this and you can directly reach our website where you will have more information about the certification program. Next slide, please. Okay, so these are the three different specializations that we have. So when we are talking about the foundational, we'll be primarily covering mathematical foundations for AI and data science, which will cover a lot of topics that is under statistics. Then the next module is going to talk about AI and machine learning, where we'll be covering different artificial intelligence search algorithms. Along with that, we'll be discussing the different type of machine learning algorithms, covering from supervised, unsupervised reinforcement, and so on. And then the third module is going to deep dive into deep learning and neural network. So after this 6 months of foundational, that's when the specialization is going to kick off. So, instead of me diving deeper into this, we'll request Ayan sir to talk more about the different modules and different topics that are going to be covered. So I request the team to move on to the next slide, please, where we have detailed description of the modules. Ayan sir, over to you.
Yeah, thank you, ma'am. Well, as ma'am has clearly mentioned that our course is going to be divided into 6 modules total. So the first 3 modules are basic, and they are managed. These 3 modules like mathematics and AI and machine learning and deep learning. So these 3 modules are mandatory courses and will give the foundation for the next 3 modules. And the next 3 modules will run in parallel. That is one module on natural language processing, one on computer vision, and third one on data analytics and data modeling. So in the module 1, that is, we will talk about the mathematical foundations. So here primarily we'll be dealing with the most fundamental concepts of statistics and mathematics that are necessary to learn the future courses. So the topics might seem very daunting, that there are so many topics of linear algebra, math, probability, but we will try to cover. These are not about a rigorous coverage, but we will try to touch over the topics that on all of these individual uh, subtopics like statistics, probability theory, sampling theory, linear algebra, and dimensional reduction, and all these elements that will be necessary for the topics that will cover next in the following modules. And also
Right.
this particular component or the more submodule is necessary. So it may seem that bit boring. Frankly speaking, it may sound a bit boring, but actually I will suggest everyone to attend this one, because it will so we are not going to discuss only theory of this particular on these problems, but also we are going to actually implement through this each and every topics through some Python library like NumPy, SciPy, or maybe some components using the Keras or PyTorch, so that we can get a particular practical feel of how we can implement them or how we can apply them in the uh, practical problems.
Right.
So next slide, please. Okay, so the next slide is on module 2 is on AI and machine learning. So here under AI and machine learning, we will not only cover the topics of machine learning, but also some topics from artificial intelligence, the classical artificial intelligence like heuristics and adversarial search, constant satisfaction problems, and some multi-objective searches like genetic algorithms and building logic programs. So essentially we'll cover some how to construct the rule-based systems, and after that we will move on to the machine learning topics, where we'll primarily talk about the uh, supervised, unsupervised machine learning, that is the different categories into which the whole genre or the whole ecosystem of machine learning can be divided into. And after that we will move on to neural networks, multi-layer perceptrons, and some topics on uh, reinforcement learning and ensemble learning. So that is the plan for AI and machine learning. And under the deep learning component, we will primarily dealing with the different of course, the deep learning algorithms, which are mostly or primarily based on the deep neural networks. So the concept of neural networks, supervised and support vector machines, and linear classifiers, non-linear classifiers, and also the unsupervised learning will be necessary for this module 3. So here we will talk about the convolutional neural networks, which will be essential for our future discussion on computer vision, the recurrent neural networks and transformers that will be essential for the discussion on natural language processing, and also we'll talk about the variational autoencoders and GANs, and all GANs, which will take up later on as for the generative AI models. And finally we will have the graph embeddings that we will take up as a later on to model the networks. Okay, so then also
Right.
some top aspects that may be modeled well using the graphs. So these are the things that we'll cover under deep learning course module. Okay, so this is about data analytics and modeling and visualization. So here our coverage will be on data analytics, the statistics, and how you can model the data, how to store the data efficiently using a cloud, and then add some visualization techniques using dashboards. So all these data visualization, management, and modeling stuffs we will cover under this particular module.
So basically, so that means that if somebody is going for a specialization in mastering AI and data science, they'll be actually studying 4 modules. The first 3 are the foundational, and then this will be their 4th module that they'll
Yeah, so
be taking up.
the
And
fourth,
similarly,
fifth,
if
and yeah, so
and
another.
similarly, if they
Hmm.
go for NLP, then the 5th module will become actually their 4th module. And similarly, if they go for computer vision, then our 6th module will become their
Fourth
4th
module,
module,
yes.
right?
Right.
Great.
So in natural language processing, we will of course start with the different representations, the word representations, sentence representations, and followed by the classical label syntax. It's called sequence labeling task, like part of speech tagging, name date recognition, and of course language modeling. Then we will slightly look into the parsing techniques, syntactic parsing,
Okay.
semantic parsing. So in the first 3 or 4 modules, I will just try to emphasize that many of you who are already have already worked with some NLP applications or currently working with some NLP applications. So there might be a common question that, so these modules might seem old, and so who works with these things, and all these questions might come up, because after the advent of these large language models, people to some extent assume that okay, these things have become uh, irrelevant, but it is actually not. So this is also one objective, that at we will study the these stuffs like parsing, post tagging, and NER. NER is of course very much in use, so should not be any question about that one. But this parsing stuff, there may be some confusion with parsing, but we will try. We will of course we will show clearly show you that why this parsing is important, where you can apply them more effectively, and these things we will definitely cover. Second thing, we will then on move on to more practical applications, like application of how we can develop NLP systems from scratch using PyTorch library.
Right.
We'll cover sentiment analysis, information extraction, and word sense disambiguation. And finally, we will move on to the more applications like that are most expected from this course, that is the large language models, BARTs. We'll try to cover the Llama and the T5, MT5, and all these models that are currently being used. Question answering, dialogue systems will be a big component of this one. Then prompt engineering, and of course the one of the hottest topics is cross-lingual NLP, domain adaptation, and transfer learning. So,
Right.
and in computer vision, we will
Next slide,
yeah,
please.
we will cover the first. We will, as in natural language processing, we will first go look into the very basic tasks or the problems that we have to deal with in computer vision. Then we will
Mhm.
discuss about more details in convolutional neural networks and the related stuffs. We will talk about some diffusion models and all these elements. Then apart from this, we'll work with this object and motion tracking, structure from depth and motion, instance and semantic segmentation, and different face detection and recognition, and then image generation. So yes, so these are the elements that we would like to cover in this course in brief.
Okay, sir. Thank you so much for explaining beautifully about the different modules and what all different topics we are going to cover, and especially the part that, why each and every topic that you have mentioned is actually important in order to ensure that students build a profound knowledge in this technology. So thank you so much for sharing those insights, sir. Okay, coming back to my part, we'll be talking about the program pedagogy. So, as I was earlier introducing the certificate, I mentioned the fact that you'll be having live lectures from the experts from both IIT ISM Dhanbad as well as from TCS. So the fantastic thing about a live lecture is that during the sessions, in case you have any query or concerns, you can always post it, and the experts actually see all those queries and concerns, and they'll be answering it also. So that ensures that your whatever query that has come into your mind during that live lecture, that gets resolved there and then, and it's not something that you carry on. But having said that, there might be new questions or queries that come up. So we are going to have a community available for you where you can post your queries and concerns, because these live lectures are definitely going to be recorded and posted on the platform, and you can come back and revisit it. And maybe during that time, or maybe when you're working on your assignments, you might have more queries which are there. So now who is going to answer those queries? Well, our experts are there to answer it again, but now in the form of an online community. So post it and they will revert back with the queries, and you can even start a chat session with them over there, and you can get into discussions with them over there. So that community is going to be your support system throughout the certification. You are going to have a dedicated learning management team that is going to ensure that in case you are having any sort of an issue with respect to the platform, or any other concerns or queries you might have, you can always speak to them with respect to technical or non-technical issues. Then two most important things that I feel as a learner is the USP about the certification program is that you are going to be having a lot of industry use cases. So because TCS has also joined hand in this certification program. So a lot of the people who are part of TCS, they will be part of this delivery as well, where they'll be bringing in a lot of industry use cases, because we have been working with partners, with customers, both at national and international level, and we have been developing applications. So we will be bringing forth those aspects of implementation of this technology in different areas. As Chiranjeev sir had initially said about the fact that, and even I also mentioned that the fact that, there is a usage in different domains of this technology. So how and where, different applications where we have been using, all those will be discussed. And then specifically the fact that, a lot of emphasis has been laid on hands-on learning experiences. So when you'll go to the website, you'll find that we have actually marked out a lot of the content as lab session, which means that those particular topics, those particular sessions are completely going to be hands-on, wherein they'll be actually pulling out a notebook and they'll be writing code in front of you and prompting the students to open up their laptops and start writing code along with the experts. And we'll be also having dedicated live doubt solving sessions where in real time your questions and concerns will be answered by our experts. Next slide, please. Okay, so these are all the eminent professors from IIT ISM Dhanbad who are going to be part of the delivery. Ayan sir, I'll again request you to please, Chiranjeev sir, I guess I'll request you to please kindly come and talk about your colleagues.
Dr. Walia. So this is the stars of my department. So who will be engaged in offering this entire course for next 9 months, starting from Feb.
Right.
So I'm heading the department. So I'll be taking some courses in module 2, some lectures, and then we have Professor Ayan, who is currently, you can see him. Then we have Dharavat Ramesh. Then we have Professor Haider Banka, Professor Mozma Firdaus, Professor Sachin Tripathi, Professor Sushant Mukhopadhyay. So Professor Sushant Mukhopadhyay will start this entire program because he is a master, is a gem of mathematics. So what the fundamental requirements, that is the mathematical foundation for AI and data science, that will be set by him. Then we have
Right.
Saurav Srivastav. He is having industry experience as well as academic experience. Then we have a Professor Tarachan Namgod. So there are many faculty members who are already associated with the TCS and for that industry honor courses, and they are engaged in the AI domain. And the faculty members are they are involved in teaching such kind of courses, and as well as they are doing research, executing many research projects, the government funded research projects. So we are sure that you'll be satisfied with what we are going to deliver in next 9 months.
I'm also 100% confident about that, sir. Thank you so much for introducing such wonderful faculty members to our audience.
Thank you.
So these are the value addition to the certification that the students will be enrolling into. This is going to be a co-branded certificate by IIT ISM Dhanbad and TCS Ayan. Students will be working on industry projects and use cases shared by industry experts from TCS. There will be live doubt clearing sessions and dedicated hands-on lab sessions by the experts. Then there'll be, I mentioned that because we are going to have live lectures and there are going to be live doubt clearing sessions as well, which means that students will get to interact with the SMEs. And trust me, this is actually one of the USPs of the certification program. And then I understand that, whenever we are enhancing our skills and we are acquiring a knowledge, we do tend to understand that, what is the job applicability of it. So TCS Iron will be sharing NPT licenses with the students who will be clearing the certification, and if they secure a desired percentage, they will be eligible for at least 3 job opportunities. So this is what we have proposed for our learners. Next slide, please. So there are 3 certificates that we are, come forward with. So I think it would be better if I again request Dr. Chiranjeev sir to please talk about them, because it will give more emphasis on the thought that has gone behind in deciding these type of certifications for the student.
Thank you. So we have 3 categories of certificate of participation, certificate of completion, and certificate of achievements. So, and 2 parameters on which these certificates will be based on. The first parameter is how you are performing, how you are doing, because we'll be having evaluation at the end. Okay, so we'll evaluate, could be, and we'll give the project will be get evaluated. So based on how you are performing in the evaluation session, and at the same time, how much attentive you are, how much regular you are to this person. Since this is an online course, we cannot force you to come and don't come. So if you are present for at least 50% of the class, then we are considering that, yeah, you are okay. You have certain knowledge, and then you'll be appearing for the evaluation process. So the first category, that is certificate of participation, that says that if the learner has less than 40% course evaluation criteria and live lecture attendance less than 50%. So if you have not attended 50% of the class, and even the evaluation, it is less than 40%, then you'll be getting a certificate of participation. But if you have attended at least 50% of the live class and you scored more than 40 and up to 70 percent of marks during the evaluation process, you'll be getting a certificate of completion. And the last one is, if you have attended at least 50% of the class and scored more than 70% marks in the evaluation process, then you'll be getting a certificate of achievements. So it is in the order. The first is starting from certificate of participation, and the best is certificate of achievement. So I hope everyone will get certificate of achievements with a good participations, regular, very attentive, attending the session with a very attentive spirit, and scoring very good, more than 70%.
Thank you so much, sir. So these are the three specializations that we were talking about, and which is namely data science, natural language processing, and computer vision, and the different job roles. So I answer earlier on, we had asked you a question regarding the emphasis of, the fact that how job roles are connected with respect to the AI industry in these three. So if you could just shed a little light on these job roles that we have mentioned with respect to these different specializations, and what exactly is that the industry seeks for. Means primarily, if somebody is looking for people who are in the field of data science, so what exactly is that these companies or corporates, they want to ensure that these students have a knowledge of or understanding of, so that they'll be a good fit for their respective roles. If you could just share that little insight with us.
Sure, ma'am. Well, so as you can see here, that in the left hand side, on the data science, we have the some listed down some roles like data scientist, data engineer, data analyst, data architect. So these are some roles that are that are generic. That is, if you have some if you have a overall knowledge of how to handle data, how to manage data, store them, analyze them, and so these are the roles that you get in any industry. So as of course some related to AI and ML. So there is these are not some watertight roles that maybe someone who is a data scientist cannot be data engineering is completely different from data scientist or something like that. More specifically, these are the roles that are assigned by the different corporate organizations. But the general idea perception is that you will be an expert in organizing, handling, storing, and analyzing and modeling the data and
Right.
visualization. So these are the things that are expected in the four roles that are provided in the left hand side. Now, this natural language processing and computer vision related roles are a bit more specific in terms of domains. So as you see that in a NLP, the main focus is on text and speech. So speech means, of course, the spoken, whatever is spoken in any natural language. So my natural language engineer, so more its objective is to or this role mostly involves development of architectures which are intended towards but a specific NLP tasks.
Mhm.
For example,
Right.
analyzing, so it can have from healthcare data to it can be education, it can be some from the e-commerce, like the companies, big companies like Amazon and the Flipkart and all these companies, they are in need of them because they have to process huge amount of the reviews and other data descriptions that are coming in, how to relate the customer with the different products. And so these are the different aspects that are covered, that are expected from a skills that are expected from an NLP engineer. Similarly, NLP analyst has a very similar role, and also for the machine learning engineer. So machine learning engineer is a more general role that uh, and the expectation is that a person will be knowledgeable in the different machine learning algorithms. That person should be well trained in, or should have knowledge in how, in practical knowledge of how to implement machine learning algorithms using some programming language library in a computer, then how to efficiently train the model, and should have the knowledge of different architectures or of the maybe now the GPUs are there, or the different architectures on which they can implement these models, and how to develop the use the models for proper prediction and forecasting. So this is the overall requirement from a machine learning engineer. And now this fourth role is very bit more interesting, that is conversational AI developer. So now these
Right.
conversational AI developers are expected to have deep knowledge in dialogue systems. So dialogue systems, so apart from being machine learning or AI application, the dialogue systems, as we know, has some definite, has needs some additional skills. For example, the person should be able to analyze the nature of the outputs of these dialogue systems. So some these are sensitive in the sense that recently there are several news that we see daily, that the conversational AI systems are giving some outputs that may be sometimes derogatory to some groups, or maybe
Right.
instigative, maybe biased to some
Mhm.
gender biased, or maybe racist, and all these things. So such
Right.
conversational AI developers and AI engineers should have that expertise, that once they're developing such a dialogue systems, that should be consistent, relevant to the dialogue that it is having with the user, and should not be some sort of, should not instigate the user, or maybe disturb the user in some way. Okay, so that all these
Right.
things are expected from a conversational AI developer, and that is makes this task a bit very challenging, a challenging one. And then we come to this computer vision stuff. So here, of course, computer vision analyst is a very generic role, that someone who is who understands the problem of image processing very well, has the knowledge, and also the and apart from image processing, that also has knowledge of computation geometry, the uh, and then stereogeometry, and how the
Mhm.
different views, and a strong theoretical and mathematical understanding of computer vision, or in
Right.
overall, so that and knows that where automation can be done, how to do automation, and where the machine learning and AI can be applied. So the
Okay.
machine vision engineer is also has a similar role, and this the and AR developer is a very new thing, that is augmented reality. So if you have a real-time view of something, and you come up with a generated view, put them together, and so that that gives a more vivid picture to the user. So this is about
Right.
augmented reality. Virtual reality is something very similar, but here there is nothing in real. Everything you have to generate in the virtually. So this is the
Right.
basic difference. And another thing, we have the extended reality, that is a combination of this augmented reality and virtual reality. So
Okay.
and of course, this entire thing is about with deals with computer vision and how you generate. So generative AI with computer vision is actually what you have to master to be to be an engineer or AR developer, as mentioned over here. And of course, the image processing engineer and the computer vision analyst, machine vision engineer. So these are almost related roles. So
They
yeah,
all sound very exciting roles, and I'm sure the students would be quite interested in finding a career for themselves in any one of these different job roles. So, thank you so much, sir, for explaining that, and thank you so much, Chiranjeev sir, also for explaining a lot of the part of the presentation. Now, as most of the audience in today's webinar is our esteemed professors and deans directors from different institutes, so we would just like to walk them through about the purchase journey and that the student either the student can take up, or and then we also have a purchase journey that in case the institutes want to go in for bulk license purchase, how they can go about it. So I'll start with the student purchase flow first. So students can either activate or purchase directly. So we have shared the link on the screen, and then we are also going to share the same link in the chat also for an easy access. So the student can click on to buy now button and it will take you to the login. So if you are a first time user, you'll have to register yourself by sharing some basic details. Next slide, please. So this is the application form where the students will be expected to share their personal information in terms of name, telephone number, email ID, address. And once they have filled in all this, they'll be clicking onto the submit button. Then they will click onto the right top where they have the option to pay. So they'll click onto that button, and the price of the certification program is 30,000. I remember seeing a question in the chat wherein somebody was asking that whether the certificate is paid or free. So yes, it is a paid certification program, and the fees is rupees 30,000. I have a thing about payment and free wala thing. If I can take a minute to say, it's always कहते हैं free की advice भी किसी को अच्छी नहीं लगती. So the fact that there is a amount associated with it is just the fact that it just ensures the effort which goes into preparing a certification program like that. And just a minute ago when Ayan sir was explaining about all the different opportunities that are going to open up for you, as in how you take up the certification and learn about all this technology. So imagine what manifold opportunities are going to come your way for this. So this little amount is just going to ensure your seriousness towards this program. So with that thought, you can go ahead and enroll yourself with the certification program. So then in case we are going, you have different options to make your payments. So you can choose either one of them, which is, which is comfortable for you. And this is the code that we have. So please, you can use your mobile phones to scan, and then you can directly move on to our website and you can go about registering yourself for the program. And I'm sure my team has shared the same link in the chat itself. So you can go there also and click onto it to access the website. Okay, thank you so much. So I know we have been talking a lot for a long time now back. Okay. I have another question for you. How do you think that the certification program complements the current academic curriculum, and how it's going to help the students develop real world skills?
Well, that means from what we can see from our perspective, that from the curriculum that we have over here, is that students are given the opportunity to take up different subjects. So actually it is up to the students' discretion that who they can choose one, they may not choose the other. So sometimes they end up in choosing an incomplete set of subjects or combination that may not beneficial. But in this particular certification program, we are providing a complete, well-planned uh, process, rather I would say,
Right.
through which student can gather a complete knowledge that of what they should, not only of the basics, but also that they would rather get an idea about means what they should explore rather, or explore to become a complete AI and ML engineer. Secondly,
Right.
the other thing that I would like to say is that we would try to provide as much practical and hands-on applications. So here we can assure of one thing, that we'll try to put our expertise to the best possible way to give them a complete hands-on knowledge of how to use the different different libraries to implement the different mathematical elements, the components, statistical to use their tools, and also use the different like neural network based architectures like deep architectures to develop the um, applications and end-to-end applications. Also,
Mhm.
if you see that at the end of our most of the modules, apart from mathematics, I guess, so we have a complete hands-on project planned. So
Right.
if the student goes through these complete hands-on projects, then they will get a complete understanding of starting from very scratch, that starting from raw data, how to
Mhm.
process the data, how to organize the data, then they at the same time develop the machine learning architecture from scratch, feed the data into the model, train the model algorithms, and then get the output. So
Awesome.
starting from the raw data to the finished product, that they will get an hands-on experience of constructing, not only for one application, one module, but at least in five different modules. So I think that we will
Right.
be able to give a better exposure to them, and of course the completeness and the rigor of the coverage on this particular course.
That's very nicely put. So thank you so much. Um, so Sanjeev, the last question to you. Uh, Knowing that most of the audience here with us are university leaders, so do you know what message would you like to share with them so that they can encourage their students to take up such a transformative course?
Okay. Thank you, Dr. Walia. So, to the university leader, nothing specific. The reason is since I belongs to the university, I know what changes and what course we are offering at our institute and what we are offering as a certification program. So it's very clear because normally in the academic curricula, what we do, one size fits all. That's what we offer. Okay, but here, since what we are doing, we are making the participants to create their own learning path.
Right.
Initially, we are giving a foundation of for 6 months. Okay, this is the foundation you study that will be common to everyone, and then based on their understanding and their interest, they may customize their learning path and they can opt for the specialized track, whether it is a data analytics or NLP or this computer vision. And Professor Ayan has rightly mentioned about what we are going to cover in those three different specialized track and what are the job market, what are the job domain.
Right.
So I'm sure that the message is properly conveyed to the university leader. And even I was going through the chat where most of the questions belongs to uh, whether the course is certificate is free and or not. So obviously, Dr. Walia, Dr. Hemdeep has clearly mentioned that it's not free course because it requires effort from both the sides. And since you are a university leader, you know how much effort is required to prepare the course.
Very true.
Last in the chat, last one is yes, but the cost is high. This I'll respond to this chat as well, this query as well. Since this is a 9 month course, 9 month course, and the cost is just 30,000. And in 30,000, we are offering the entire three fundamental modules, that is a mathematical foundations, AI and machine learning, and deep learning. And then the last 3 months is a specialized track in either of those three. So it's not like delivering the theoretical concepts, but practical hands-on sessions that will be associated with almost each and every session. At the same time, we'll be having a project-based discussion. You'll be getting the students will get a project. They'll have to execute the project. They'll present the project. The evaluation of the project will be taken care of. And at the same time, the most important thing is TCS. So you have an industry partner associated with it. So whatever the problem and the guidance that your student will take, it is nothing but they'll be ready to join any industry once they will complete this course. So overall, it's a very good certificate program with at the very cheap price. So this is a message what I convey to all university leader. Please try to convince your student to get a maximum advantage of this particular course. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, sir. I know we have overshot by 6 minutes, but if you can just spare a little bit more times, I have two, three audience queries that I thought it would be nice if we can take it up. With your permission, if we can do that. Thank you so much. I'm highly obliged. One question which has come up is that they're asking about the class timings, that the days or the time when these sessions will be held. So if you could share that information with this audience.
I think Professor Ayan will share this.
Yeah, so the class timings are every week we shall have two sessions, so two classes. So
Right.
every class will be of duration 1.5 hours roughly, and we'll start at 7, and it will be up from 7 to 8:30. The time end time may vary slightly, so by 10 minutes or something, depending on the nature of the session and that thing. And
Question
in every
answers.
session, yeah, and in every session we shall either, so as I told you that the focus is on lab, the hands-on. So either session will either have we will have hands-on, or even in the theoretical component, we shall always try to mix the theory, some theoretical foundation along with some practical applications that we will demonstrate to the students. First they will get an idea, and the idea expectation is that in the following hands-on class they will be developing a small application themselves, and we will of course provide the data so that they can have also a feel of what is about complete feel of that particular technique. So this is having said that, so that, and of course we shall have ensured that we do not uh, have classes on any national holiday. So accordingly, we have
Right.
planned the schedule. Yeah. So that is the basic plan of the course.
So basically, the classes are going to be later in the evening so that students or
Yeah.
working professionals can easily join them and not skip anything. So that's a great thought in that. Thank you so much. So most of the questions are
Yeah. One more
understood.
addition, that the classes will be on Wednesdays and Saturdays. Yeah. I missed that.
Okay, great. So
Uh,
one on a weekend and then one on a working day.
yes.
So that's easy to manage. Thank you, sir, for clearing that also. Most of the other questions that I see are primarily with respect to job prospect. So as I had mentioned in during our presentation that on completion of the certificate, TCS and will be providing NPT licenses to the students, and on securing a given percentage, we will be providing you with at least 3 job opportunities. So that is an addition to, of course, acquiring this knowledge, getting hands-on expertise on projects, and being exposed to such learnings by such great professors from IIT ISM Dhanbad. So to recap some of the important things, the cohort is all set to start from the second week of February 2025. Being a 9-month course, we are tentatively hoping that it will be completed by the second week of November 2025. And the registrations are open. The last date of registration is 17th January 2025. And the price of the certificate is rupees 30,000 only. Right. So on that note, I would once again like to thank Dr. Chiranjeev sir and Dr. Ayan sir for sharing such wonderful details and insights about the certification program. And thank you so much for sparing your valuable time with us and coming out today and speaking on this program and this joint contribution that certification program that we are bringing forth for our youngsters. And I hope our audience, our educators, would have received a lot of insight about the certification program. In case you have any queries or concerns, you're more than welcome to drop us email. My team will be sharing our email address also in the chat. You can write to us in case you have any questions or concerns, or if there are further things that you want to understand about this program. And we have also shared the link of the website. Please feel free to log on to our website, see what all different offerings we have and what all we have discussed during this presentation. You'll find all of that in the website as well. So once again, thank you so much for joining us. Have a wonderful evening and a wonderful weekend ahead. Happy learning. Thank you.
Thank you, Hemdev. Thank you, Ayan.
Thank you,
Thank
madam.
you so much.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.